I think it's good for us to know one of the things that I want to do, that I believe as an individual. I believe it's not enough just to do something, but I believe that it's important for you to understand why you do what you do. I can't get no help. Many of us just do. We come to church, and I get it. You don't come. If you're coming, coming. If you're watching me online, keep watching. Don't stop watching. Come. But it's important at some point that you should know why you come. If you say you're a believer, it's important at some point that you know why you are a believer, why you believe in this man called Jesus. Why? Because we live in what's called a real life. Do I have at least 5 witnesses? And one of these days, you're going to have to get out of these 4 walls, and you're going to run into somebody who's going to challenge your belief. And in many cases, what happens is because we as Christian individuals cannot answer the question as to why we believe, some of us in many cases have been converted to believing other things. Got real quiet, but I know I'm talking right. But see here, what we find, or what we're going to talk about today, because last Sunday we were talking about Pentecost Sunday and sort of the importance of that. And I thought it was good because when she talked and she brought out some things about Pentecost Sunday, it raised a lot of questions. Raised questions where, Mother Clark, some people didn't really know the importance of Pentecost Sunday. And I had a very candid conversation. And I'm so glad I had that conversation. Because there are some people sitting even in the 4 walls, maybe not these 4 walls. You come, but you're not really here. Yes, that's right. We see you in the pews, but your mind is somewhere. So that's why when we say praise the Lord, you somewhere at a concert. You're not. But I had a conversation with the person, and like I said, we had a very candid conversation. And they began to ask me, well, I mean, I don't really understand this whole Jesus thing. I don't understand the whole Pentecost thing. I don't understand any of that. And, while we were talking, they brought up the reasons as to why, because of so much death in the world, and so much hurt in the world, so many people suffering in the world, so much pain in the world. Why? Why in the world would you believe in a God, Brandon, like that? Why? I let them talk. I really did. And, I just let them talk. I didn't say too much. I just let them talk. And I said, we talked a little bit and conversed after that. And I want to let you know something, that sometimes it's good just to be quiet. Y'all not going to talk to me this morning. I guess you're being quiet, so I guess that's good. You're being quiet. But sometimes it's good to be quiet, Mother Rice, because you can actually hear where the person is coming from. Because a lot of times when someone talks to us on this level, the first thing that we got to do is try to defend Jesus. Well, let me say this to you. God don't need your defense. The last time I checked, he was the one that was going to protect me. Not the other way around. So, he does not need our defense. So I just listened and I talked and I said, we're gonna dive further into it. But Bishop, it put me in a place where I began to raise some questions. And I said, well, God, she brought out some valid points. And I said, well, God, what makes you worthy? Wait a minute now. You're a pastor. You can't be asking God these questions. You can't do that. Let me tell y'all something. I'm a lot different than a lot of people because I know who I am. And more importantly, I know that God knows who I am. Listen, why did I say that? I said that, Baby Suge, because I can't hide from God. I can hide from you, you can hide from me, but I can't hide from God. David said, whither shall I go from your presence? So if I got a question, why in the world am I going to ask somebody who can't answer me? If I got a question, I'm going to ask somebody who can give me an answer. So I asked God. I said, well, God, what we come to the house, and we're supposed to praise you, and we're supposed to worship you, and we tell people to clap your hands, and so what makes you worthy? What makes you worthy? The one thing I like about God, Christian, is that when you ask him a question, he will answer you. I wish I had about 5 witnesses. Now, you might not like the answer, but he will answer you. Now, God answered me, and he said, well, let me tell you something, son. It's not a matter of whether or not I'm worthy, because I'm worthy whether you believe it or not. No, my being worthy does not require your approval. My being worthy does not require you believing it. My being worthy does not require you knowing even who I am. Because when you look at the sun, I'm worthy. When you look at the trees, I'm worthy. When you look at the animals and all the cow that goes moo moo and the bird that goes chirp chirp, it proves that I'm worthy. Even when you look at your life and the fact that you're able to open your eyes, and the fact that you're able to breathe my air, and the fact that you're able to walk on my earth and wear my clothes and eat my food, the fact that you're able to do all, in fact, the fact that you're able to ask me a question about who I am proves that I'm worthy. It's not a question of whether or not I'm worthy. I got 10,000 angels that run around this throne all day crying worthy. It's not a question of whether or not I'm worthy. The question is, am I worthy to you?